This video was probably very long overdue, but oh well. Hey guys, Melinda here. I'm finally getting around to making this video, and we are gonna be talking about my surgery recovery, and I'm just gonna kind of update you guys on how I'm doing, what I've been up to, what's going on, and all that fun jazz. There's like so many things that I want to talk about, and I kind of want to keep it structured and in order, so I think we're just gonna start from the very beginning and get to where I'm at now. It has been a month since I've had my surgery. July 1st was my surgery date. This was the fastest month I've ever experienced, honestly. I think probably it has something to do with that my mom flew up and was here for 2 weeks to help take care of me during the recovery process. Having her here during the day was really a great help and a lot less pressure on me to figure out how I'm gonna get up the stairs to use the bathroom or how I'm gonna eat lunch. So she flew up the day before my surgery, and let me tell you, trying to go to the hospital right now during COVID times is really scary and awful. Because of COVID rules, even though we're progressing, we're getting better, and a lot of the restrictions are being lifted, hospitals are not, because, you know, they're around sick people all the time. Initially, I was told that I could only bring one person with me, but here in Washington, the day before my surgery, so the day that my mom flew in, the restrictions got lifted, and there was no longer a mask mandate, or at least the state per the governor. So day of my surgery, my mom and my boyfriend walk in with me, and the first thing that they say is that only one person is allowed to go in with me. It only made sense that my mom took time from work to fly up here to be with me, and my mom was the one that came with me. I said goodbye to my boyfriend. Ooh, kind of awful reliving this right now. Okay, anyway, I get all checked in, I go to the room, the nurse is like, okay, you need to take off all your clothes and you need to sanitize yourself with these wipes. You need one wipe per arms, legs, torso, and back, I think. Everything from that day is just a little bit fuzzy. So I go into the bathroom and I'm doing these wipes purely naked, just so uncomfortable. I don't know if this was a COVID thing or if this was a surgery on my knee kind of thing. I have had surgery in the past. I've had it on my foot, but I don't remember having to completely wipe down my body and sanitize it. So I feel like this is a COVID thing, but not 100% sure. Anyway, get the nightgown on, sitting on the bed, then the nurses come in and they start poking and prodding at me. They stick an IV in my hand, which finally has cleared up. I had this awful bruise that I had for about 3 weeks. So they put the IV in me, they gave me a whole bunch of medication that I'm supposed to take before going into surgery and all the routine questions, blah, 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 blah. Fast forward, finally I'm told that it is almost time for me to go to the operating room. They moved my bed from the like waiting patient area up to the pre-operation kind of room. And let me tell you how scary this room was to me. It was so empty and so quiet. That's when it really hit me that I was about to go into surgery again, and it just like, it terrified me. I was like so shaken to my core that I just started bawling. I just got so scared and I froze and I could not stop crying. The lady that was checking me in at this point, like this poor woman felt so bad for me. She gave me a barf bag to put my tissues in, and just, it was a mess. I was a mess. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry like thinking about it. Thankfully, I was allowed to have my mom there with me. Then it comes time to going into the surgery room, going into the operating room, and per COVID restrictions at this point, my mom had to leave. I think that also got into the back of my mind because there's no waiting room for her. She had to actually exit the hospital, and they were gonna call her when I was ready to be picked up. So we're going into the operating room, and all of the surgeons in there are so nice, and they're trying to make me comfortable. They saw the barf bag and they're like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I was just crying because I'm so nervous and this is where my tissues are. And everybody in the operating room just went, oh, it'll be okay. So then of course they get me onto the operating table and start pumping me with anesthesia, and I'm just kind of like la-di-da-di-da-di-da. The anesthesiologist was like, are you feeling it? And at this point I kind of just felt like kind of drunk, so the room was spinning and I felt all giddy, and I'm like, oh yeah, I feel feel great. Last thing I remember, surgery went well, super fast, really only like 30 or 40 minutes or something like that. They actually ended up calling my boyfriend. He was with my mom, so then they were able to come to the hospital and pick me up. So I'm waking up in the recovery room, whatever room this is. The nurse is taking really good care of me. She was very sweet. She was feeding me applesauce and giving me water, and I actually started crying again. I don't know if it's because I was coming out of the anesthesia, but I was so thrilled that it was over with and I was waking up now. Fast forward, they take me back down to my patient room. Shortly after, my mom comes back in and I just feel like I'm in good hands. I'm waking up more and I'm feeling good. And I remember the anesthesiologist told me before going into surgery that once they wheel me back down to my room, I need to let somebody know ASAP if I am feeling nauseous. And so they get me back to my room. I'm chilling. I'm doing good. Nobody's in the room. I kind of sat up a little bit to look at my mom and I started to feel nauseous. And I told her, I was told by the anesthesiologist, if I feel nauseous, that I need to tell somebody. I am feeling nauseous. The next thing that I remember is somebody comes in and she's like, "You ready to go home now?" And I'm like, "Yes, please." They're trying to get me dressed and I'm at this point felt like I was drunk again. The room was spinning so much around me that I literally sat up and I needed to sit there for like 5 minutes before I moved again. I stumble into this wheelchair and they start wheeling me out and I have to like put my head down and cover my eyes because I was getting so sick at this point. So we get to the car, stumble into the car because I can't bend my knee and it was painful and it was uncomfortable, but I got in and I was like, let's just go home. 2-3 minutes after leaving the hospital, heading home, my boyfriend's driving, I'm in the passenger seat, I look at him and I'm like, we need to pull over. I don't feel good. We need to pull over. He waited until we got to the corner and got into a gas station into a parking spot. At this point, I was just letting it flow all over the car and I was so embarrassed. I felt awful. I started sobbing. I'm gonna cry again. Oh, I hate reliving this. So at this point, I'd finished and then my boyfriend comes around to the side of the car to like rub my back and he's like, "What can I do? Like, are you okay?" And at this point, like I had gotten it all out. So I was like, "I'm okay now. Let's just go home. I'm so sorry." We leave, we get home. I again am nauseous on the way home, but not nearly to the point where I'm telling him to pull over. So we make it home, stumble out of the car, stumble inside, get to the couch. There you go. There's my surgery story. And my boyfriend was so sweet to go clean up the car, and I'm so sorry. I know that could not have been pleasant. I didn't mean to tell that whole story, but here we are. The rest of the time is pretty boring and dull. Like I mentioned, my mom was here for 2 weeks to help take care of me, help get me up and down the stairs because my boyfriend's house is 2 stories with a basement. There's a bathroom on the 2nd floor and there's a bathroom in the basement, but there isn't a bathroom on the main level. I didn't want to be like cooped up in the bed all day long, so I would get down the stairs and just chill out on the couch in the living room. So that meant that every time I had to go to the bathroom, I was going up the stairs and going down the stairs. So thankfully, the care instructions said that I could put 50% weight on my leg, even the day of my surgery. So I did have crutches for about, I want to say a week after surgery. I was using my crutches and like kind of walking on my toes. I wasn't bearing complete weight. About 1 week after my surgery, my stepdad comes to visit as well. There was a UFC fight night and there were like a couple things that he wanted to do while he was here. We took him to Duluth Trading Company. That was nice. It was really good to see my parents. We also got Black Widow on Disney Plus, so we could see a new movie together, but from the comfort of our house. This weekend is when I learned that I got tired very, very quickly and got into pain very, very quickly. The day that my stepdad flew up was really the first day that I ventured out. Walking through the airport to pick him up, I went to lunch with my parents. We went to a place called Kitty Cantina. It's a cat cafe, and we just kind of sat and watched cats for a little bit. That's also the same night that we got drinks too. Like we went to a brewery and then we went to dinner. But still, that is way more activity than I was used to. And let me tell you, I was feeling it the next day. I was exhausted and in a lot of pain, and lesson learned, don't do what I did. Stay off of your leg. Don't walk around. Yeah. my stepdad goes home at this point. My mom is still with me for about 4 more days. So I decide to try going down to one crutch. One crutch to help support while I'm walking, but trying to still get the motion back so my body doesn't forget how to walk. And so I'm able to do that over the course of the next few days. And I drop my mom off at the airport, and then I am home alone. Honestly, I think I've been doing pretty good since. I really haven't done anything. I just had my first post-op doctor's appointment this week, and I got my stitches out, which, by the way, hurt. I was like, is this gonna hurt? And the doctor's like, nah, you'll feel like a pinch. It felt like he was ripping out the stitches. It started bleeding, and it's hurt ever since. Bottom line, it's healing very well. The doctor says that it looks good, the wounds look good, no sign of infection. He suggests that I stay off of it for another 4 weeks. So I'm halfway through the recovery process at this point, and I think that is ample time to get back on my feet, literally and metaphorically. I'm feeling good. Now that I've shared all the fun stories with you guys, I guess now it's just time for some fun little facts for you. I forgot to mention I was having the meniscus in my knee repaired. It did get torn while I was working out one day. The doctor showed me a picture of it when I went to my appointment this week. It looked like a jellyfish. It was so interesting to see the picture of it. The meniscus is supposed to be like really flat, but instead I had like all these little pieces that were frayed and just kind of floating about. So the doctor went in and he kind of just flattened it all out and got it smooth again. I will tell you, I have no pain now. I'm just uncomfortable because it got so stiff that I'm trying to get my body used to bending and walking and getting the range of motion back into it. One thing that I still struggle with is to do stairs normally. So I can do them slowly, but I can only do it one step at a time. I don't quite have the motion to bend to do one stair per foot. I also don't have the strength to do it. That's what I'm working on really right now. I almost don't need crutches anymore to get around. I still carry it in my car just in case I start hurting anywhere that I go, but I can almost walk pretty normally. I still have like a slight limp, but overall it's doing a lot better. It's doing good. I did want to say that my mom is so incredibly sweet. Every day for like the first week that she was here, she would have a present for me to open in the morning as like a, you're doing a great job, you're on the road to recovery, and it was just so cute and sweet. And so I thought I would do a little surgery recovery haul with you guys to show you what my mom got me. She got me this cute dog Lego set, which I still haven't built, but I will here soon. She got me this Blue's Clues coloring book, which I discovered that I love coloring. I was having a blast just coloring every page and making it fun. As you can see, it didn't come with a whole lot of colors, so I was using so much of the same colors, and the markers started to run out very quickly. So my mom and my boyfriend both went out and got me some more coloring books and some markers. She got me this little Barbie doll purely because there's a cat in it. She told me that's why she got it, because there was a kitty, and I love kitties. So I don't know, I think it's really cute, it's really sweet. She got me a Polly Pocket. If that's not a throwback, then I don't know what is. I lived for Polly Pockets. Like, this is what I played with growing up with. And honestly, I didn't even know that they made them anymore. This was my childhood. I had so many Polly Pockets. So this just has like a whole lot of sentiment to me, and I think it's adorable and very cute. She got me this cute little sign that says, "It's a beautiful day to leave me alone." Yes. Yes, absolutely, yes. She got me this cute little card wallet holder that is Harry Potter. It's the envelope that he gets his admission letter, has his address on it. This is so cute. I'm gonna go put this in my purse because I love this. So cute. And she got me these fun little pins. They're like Hocus Pocus themed. It says Hocus Pocus and Basic Witch. Could I get anything more me? I do have a pin collection, so these will be going with my pins. That is everything that my mom brought me. She also got me like a card for every day too. Just so cute, so adorable. I don't know why it's taking me to the end of this video to just remember this. It is absolutely amazing, the technology that exists out in the world. So I only have these 2 little incisions on my knee, and they have like these tiny little tools that went in with their camera and like fixed it all up. I don't need like any kind of physical therapy. I don't need a cast or a compression sleeve or a wrap anymore. I just put band-aids over it just to kind of help protect it from clothes and when I'm sleeping. Other than that, I let it breathe and I ice it regularly because I am still experiencing swelling, especially if I have been on it for a long period of time for a day. But overall, the recovery process, like I said, is going extremely well. I'm feeling good. I miss work. I miss my Macy's family, but I do know that this is a time that I need to focus on my recovery if I want to be 100% by the time I go back. I would say that right now I'm probably at like 85%. That might be going a little too high. There is clearly progression and improvement. I will say that this recovery process has been very difficult for me mentally, and I think that is because in my mindset I'm thinking that I have all this time off, that I need to be productive and doing stuff with my time. I just have like these thoughts kind of running through my head that I need to be up and doing stuff so I don't feel lazy, but then I have to check myself and remember it is completely okay to be lazy right now. I just had surgery a month ago. I am still in recovery from it. I cannot go upstairs, almost can walk, but still 100% can't. Why am I trying to force myself to do all these things that is gonna only end up hurting my knee anyway? So it's been a battle to convince myself it is perfectly okay to lay on the couch all day long and do nothing. The struggle is real, man. Okay, I guess that's everything. I've really rambled on. I don't know if this was a very good recovery update for you guys. Just kind of let me know I'm doing good, everything's good. Still trying to take it slow, icing and elevating and just trying to get back to normal. If you guys are curious about anything, you have any questions, please leave it down in the comments down below. I'd love to let you guys know anything about the process, whether it's the actual surgery process, being at the hospital, or the recovery process, anything like that. Please leave it in the comments and I'll respond and we'll have a discussion. Other than that, that is everything. Those are my stories. That is my update, my recovery process, the surgery process. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all for the support. If you like this video, go ahead, give it a big thumbs up. It would absolutely mean the world to me. And make sure to hit that subscribe button if you're not already and you want to see more content. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!